Welcome back to the stage, Geoff Norcott. Thank you very much. You did a vault. I've upgraded to full fat. I'm not fucking about it. Yeah, I thought it's a bit of Oasis play. Yeah, fucking yeah. I'm a fucking full fat. Yeah. I'm 47 though. That is quite a buzz. It's quite a buzz. This is the Basic Bloke Tour, man, and I did this show at the Edinburgh Fringe, and this woman contacted me on social media afterwards. She said, I enjoyed the show. She said, but parts of it were a bit blokey. I was like, I thought, what do you think of saying? The kind of person who watch Mission Impossible and go, oh, some of those missions are a bit tricky. Part of the reason I called it this is because I am very much in the median range as a bloke for a lot of things, you know, even on metrics like my feet are size 9, which is the average. I'm just over 13 stone. That's about the average. Why do people always laugh when I say that? You probably laugh at the next thing. I'm 5'9", which is the average height for a UK male. I really am. You know what? Like, I wouldn't mind, but I'm not claiming to be tall. I'm just claiming to be the average. I am. My favourite food is curry. Favourite drink, lager. Favourite sitcom, Fools and Horses. Favourite documentary, Making of Fools and Horses. In a lot of ways, and even though I grew up without money and I've done a bit better as my life's gone on, you know, that's probably true of most people, or the majority anyway. What about Steve? How's things for you growing up? Right. Yeah, what are you like with money now? Right. Normal? Is he tight? No, fucking Steve! Hitting me in the face with his money dick. What do you spend out on, Steve, then? What's your sort of luxury thing? What do you like throwing a few quid at? Holidays, yeah, no, I think I'm similar, man. I like getting fancy hotels. Every once in a while with the missus, I like getting a fancy hotel. There's a part of me that's never got over the fact I can stay at these places, but the imposter syndrome never really goes away. When I rock up, I get to the check-in desk, they're like, do you have a reservation? I'm like, fucking loads. Should I even be here? Did my old man really love me, you know? Do all straight men get that feeling when they look at Ryan Reynolds? It always makes me paranoid when you check in at a hotel, because they sort of acknowledge that you have a booking, but then there's another 20 seconds where they just look at the screen and go, I'm like, what? What's it telling you? Is it telling you what a piece of shit I really am? Like how much ketchup I have on rice? You know, how many Angel Delights I had as a kid? Like, or what age I was when I was still ordering from the kids menu? 15, because when you grow up working class, your parents will just try and take that as far as they can. My old man would be like, do it, fucking do it, son, do it, it's cheaper. But no, Dad, do it, I'm 15, do it! Dad, I'm already in a sexual relationship. I don't feel like I should still be ordering potatoes with faces on. No, I don't, but like when I'm on, I don't really sleep well at these places, right? I don't really sleep well. Can you guess which hotels I sleep well in, Steve? Travelodge. Alright, don't make it sound like a value job, like Travelodge. What's that? Premier Inn. See, again, showing off, Steve. There's no need for that. Travelodge, yeah. It's like, there's something about a Travelodge. It's like something about the smell of sad businessmen. Once it hits me, it gets me in my zen zone, you know? I'll go as bleak as you like. In fact, do you know where I'm staying tonight? I'm staying at the M6 Stafford Travelodge. I don't fuck about. Motorway service station Travelodge. I go as bleak as you like. Now, one of the interesting things doing this show, I have realised that a lot of blokes are very passionate about their favourite motorway service station, and you know, obviously a lot of women are too. It's one of those things you have to say these days. We can't have our own stuff anymore, can we? Like, if the ladies will indulge me, on the count of 3, I'm just going to ask all the blokes in the room to shout out their favourite motorway services. 1, 2, 3. Fucking T-Bay. There's always T-Bay, guys. You got to understand, that's not services. It's hipster bullshit. fuck off. Hey, £8 for a fucking sausage roll? I could feed a family for that at Greg's. T-Bane, they're very defensive, and you Northerners, fucking T-Bane, that's a jewel in the north, eh? No, a service is something else, T-Bane. It's good, but I don't call it a service station. For me, a service station, it's got to have like one of those pasty concessions on the way in, you know, just in case you need something while you're thinking of what you want to eat. Like, you want to go have one of those lonely amusement arcades with just one tradesman in playing. There's only ever one tradesman in there, and I think particularly it's got to have the bridge to the other side of the carriageway. That's magical. That sitting eating KFC in the sky, it doesn't get any better than that. It's living. Now I would say this: like some of the my favourite service station, right, is Beaconsfield, Junction 3, the M40. Now I know some of you, right, some of you, but also I feel some of you going, but Geoff, the parking there's a bit busy. I hear you, but by God, they pack a lot on that site. I mean, it's got hotels, it's got Wetherspoons, and Nando's, it's got Pizza Express, McDonald's, KFC, Marx's, Curry. It's a fucking resort. Let's just call it what it is. It is a resort, though, you know. Not according to my wife, who said next year we've got to go on a proper holiday. Fucking proper joke that one, wasn't it? I don't know why I'm saying it in that voice. It's the only one in the show, but you know, I'm proud of it. But it can take you to a bleak place. This budget hotel life, man. I was doing a gig in Carlisle, and do you know what? I actually did get a Premier in, Steve. Splashed out. I thought you've got to look after yourself. Sometimes it's worth investing. You know, treat yourself a bit. And actually, after the gig, I was in a good mood because the co-op was unexpectedly still open. And honestly, in my line of work, that's like, it's just a bit more selection, you know? And you're essentially laughing at my life now, but I don't mind. And I got a couple of sweet treats to take back to the room. And I should say that, I don't mean like a couple of alright ladies, how's it going, yeah? You've seen me at the Corn Exchange, now see what I can do in room 312. Like, and I paid for the breakfast, so, you know. I've had a good month, what can I say? Doing some work with Steve. You know? But no, it was a Muller Ice and a Sprite. Which admittedly does sound like the name of two strippers. I got back to the room though. And they did. A lot of the rooms now don't have metal spoons. So I was thinking, how the fuck am I going to eat this yogurt? And then I had a brainwave. I was like, Geoff, you got your car key. All you got to do is just flip up. Ingenuity, you know. But some of you, I know the more Bear Grylls-y type men in the room like Geoff. Now, what you should have done is fold the foil lid into a makeshift spoon. Right? And some of the women going, I've gone down to the bar and got an actual spoon. No. That's not who we are in the wild, you see. We're predators and we must live off the land. So I ate it like that. And then I saw myself in the reflection in the window. I think I had what alcoholics call a moment of clarity. There I was, a 47-year-old man in a budget hotel, sitting in his pants on the side of a bed, spooning yogurt into his face with a car key like a fucking savage. I thought, you don't see this on the adverts of Lenny Henry, do you? I mean, it's funny with adverts now, isn't it? Because I think it's fair to say that when I was younger, adverts didn't have enough diversity. For most of my childhood, zero diversity. But I think it's also fair to say that they have tried to make up for all of that within the last year. You know, they've got a bit crazy, haven't they? Every kind of diversity in every fucking single advert. And you know, there are some brands where I get it. You know, like some brands need to skew young, like KFC, for example, because you know, chicken is a young person's meat. And I don't really know what I mean by that, but it makes a kind of sense, doesn't it? You don't want to get drive-through roast lamb. That skews older, doesn't it? You wouldn't have lamb doughs, would you? You wouldn't have. How minty would you like your minty sauce, sir? Well, pretty bloody minty, you know. The weird thing is the first gig I've been at where a few of the older men were going, I'd go there. I would absolutely fucking go to Lando's. It's an underrated meat. On a Sunday with some red wine. You joking, Geoff? The wings aren't as good, and that's such a silly joke. It's the first time I've done that one, and the last, but you got to see it, and it's only, it just lived like a butterfly, that joke, just lived briefly. But that's what you got all the youngsters in the KFC adverts, you're like, yo, KFC, POV, you know, I don't know, that's why I'm not in the adverts, because you don't really want a bloke like me. That's the point. I'm not an aspirational brand at the moment. The bloke is not an aspirational marketing tool. You don't want to see someone like me just sitting there all knackered, you know, just killing time before I can check in at the Ibis. A little mini fillet burger, just dreaming of when I used to be able to smash 12 hot wings without needing Gaviscon. Remember those days, Steve? Oh, those are the days. Yeah. And there's sometimes though, like my friend at the end who I've been discussing with, what's your name, mate? Howard, right? I just didn't expect you to be called Howard, but there you go. I don't know why I didn't expect that. But
I'll be Dave.
You can be Dave. Alright, I feel like we're flirting now. You gave in quickly there, sir. So, like, I saw an advert for a lawnmower the other day, and I'll be honest, Howard, if I see, I want someone like you, right? I feel like you're a guy that would take that purchase seriously, you know what I mean? Do a little bit of research, maybe watch a few YouTube videos, get on Trustpilot, you know, maybe just do a fucking test drive, you know. Like, but what I actually have is they had this young lad, this white lad, skinny, tall white lad, about 22, fucking top knot, sailor's beard, pastel coloured long johns, and I thought, he ain't got his own garden. Not on a barista's wage. Like, and yeah, that was a mean joke. It definitely was. It definitely was. But I just get, with these corporations, you just sometimes feel it's so skin deep. Whatever they profess their values to be, you go, fair enough. Is absolutely where your moral core is? But often it's not. Like there's this Virgin Atlantic advert that's been going for a while. You would have seen it. The I am what I am advert. Oh my God. I don't know if they've seen who actually goes to Vegas on their planes, but it doesn't look like this. Girl with short hair, nose studs, you know what I mean? Everyone's fucking androgynous. The steward lad, he's got a skirt on, fucking eyeshadow, right? All well and good until they tried to land in Qatar. And then the people in Qatar went, no, we're not having that. And the thing was, they just fucking relented immediately. Yeah, fuck that, yeah. Oh, fucking him with his eyeshadow, it's fucking attention seeking, that's all right. They've got their own month now, you know. It's just got to mean something, isn't it? Otherwise it's just corporate virtue signalling. I mean, the other thing is as well, it's just being manipulated by adverts. I think the older you get, you start to see through all the tricks, you know. There's one in particular that they usually use it for like life insurance companies, and I call it the "we're with you all the way" advert, right? And it's one couple, and you see them for every decade of their life together. So it starts off back in the sepia-tinted 70s, right? And they're setting up home together. And how do you know they're setting up home? Well, the woman's wearing dungarees. And a bandana. She's doing a bit of painting. She's wearing a nesting outfit, right? And a fella comes over, he puts a little bit of white paint mischievously on her nose. She says, "Stop it, Richard." And then they start fucking, right? Now, see, you don't see that, it's just heavily implied. And because like in the next decade, it's the 80s now, he's got a bushy 80s moustache and they've got loads of kids. And they're taking them a swimming club, karate club and school, but not like real people, annoyed and frustrated by this. They're like, our lives have become so busy, it's so wonderful. And then in the 90s, they're dropping those same kids off at uni, because they're middle class uni. Oh, darling, you got New York, yeah, right? And then you see in the 2000s and the 2010s, they've done well financially, they've done all right on the property, so they've got a few quid, they're going on nice holidays, they're reading books together. Then you bring it right up to the present day, right? And now they're grandparents, but they still got that energy in their life, you know, they still got that vigour and that hope. I want to see the real world version of that advert, right? I really do. I want to see an advert about a couple that just get progressively fatter and more disillusioned. Yeah. Starts off in the same place, right? Setting up home, she's painting, she's got the dungarees on, he goes over, puts a little bit of white paint on her nose, she says, "What the fuck did you do that for?" Oh, sorry, she's like, "You got white paint on my nesting dungarees." He's like, "Oh shit." So he goes and gets a little bit of white spirit to try and get it off. He trips, it goes in her eye, and then he has to take her up A&E because he's worried she's going to lose the eye, and she does lose the eye, And then the driving out, she's got a patch on, he's like, "What the fuck have I done? Oh, I made my wife blind in one eye, I just, what can I do to make her smile again? She wants a kid, I don't feel ready, but fuck it, let's have a kid." And then they have another one shortly after that, and there's rows at home, he's accusing her of spiking the condoms, he's drinking loads, then she says, "I think you're drinking too much," so he starts doing heroin, she's like, "It's not really what I meant." And he goes into a drying out clinic, he comes out, he can't drink or do gear, so he just starts eating. He's eating, and eventually he dies at 52. Now, that is a genuinely compelling reason to get life insurance. Yeah. That is, well, not that the admin will. Do you like that one, Howard? I just get so fed up with these films as well. You know, they do these reboots of films, but then they take everything that's good out of it and just replace it with a message. And I get angry about this stuff, and I'm aware that it's ridiculous. I'm a 47-year-old man. But I'm currently furious about a Snow White film that I haven't even seen yet. It's true. They've remade Snow White, and there was this interview with the lead actress in it, and they asked her, says, you know, where are you taking the whole Snow White thing? And she's like, well, look, first things first, it's not 1937 anymore. I was like, she's right, it's not. You know, she said, well, you know, this isn't going to be a romance. It's not going to be happily ever after. It's not going to be any Prince Charming. It's just going to be about Snow White becoming the fierce girl boss she needs to be. And I was like, that sounds like a laugh. Yeah, great. Yeah, I see what you've done there. You just shat on everything that people loved about the original. Well done, you know. It'd be like somebody started a political party and said, look, we're going to call it the Nazi Party, okay? We're not going to invade Poland. We're not going to burn any books. We just want to utilise the brand awareness. Maybe call it something else. And the Prince Charming, he's out of the picture, isn't he? Especially because that kiss with Sleeping Beauty. Bro, she was unconscious, mate. You can't do that. So, as non-consensual as it could be. I'm sorry, it's disgusting. What are you, the head of the Spanish FA? You're out of order. Now, obviously, that kiss on Sleeping Beauty is seen as a negative thing. Like, what, he had no right to kiss her. But I thought, well, look at it from Sleeping Beauty's point of view. Like, imagine, for example, if I'm Sleeping Beauty, right? And look, I've seen some of their recastings. It could happen. Right? So I'm lying there, under a curse from the witch, because on account of my beauty, and I wake up and there's this really handsome guy just kissing my face. I'll be like, mate, what the fuck's going on? He's like, oh, well, the thing is, Geoff, you know, while you were out, we sort of fell in love. I'm like, well, he's like, oh, somebody's woke up in the mood. I'm like, we're not in a fucking relationship, mate. Okay, I've just woke up, you kissed me, what's going on? He said, all right, but the thing is, you was under a spell from the Wicked Witch, right? But my kiss, because it was true love's first kiss, that's the reason you're awake now. I'm like, bro, why didn't you say fair exchange is no robbery? Look, we're not going to have a relationship. I appreciate what you've done for me now. There we go. Spud me, mate. We're good. We are absolutely good. I just want to check, you didn't take any weird photos of me while I was there, yeah? All right, then, we're good. Look. Listen, I might run a little UV light over this when you're gone, but other than that, I think we are. We're good. You get to an age, right? How old are you, Steve? 40, right? You seem like you take. What job do you do, Steve? Floor lad. Proper fucking man. Yeah. Just fucking, and you take your job seriously as a provider. Yep. And the thing is, when you're a bloke, you know, you get into work and you got to work just till you die. That's it. That's the expectation. Unbroken till you die. You know, and for women, obviously, you know, women they can take a couple of years out, have a kid, just chill out. You know, it's not. I mean, look, I wouldn't clap that one. You don't mean. Are you mental? That was an unnecessary risk. But I'm just saying. I get wound up about the pressure of providing. I take it seriously. And this has got to be the worst job in the world to do if you're worried about money. This industry of mine is built on fucking sand, man. And like when I go to renew my mortgage, like the contempt that these people have. And they go, comedian? I'm like, yeah, you can drop the italics. Well, I haven't seen you on telly. I'm like, well, you dish out money. I haven't seen you on Dragon's Den, but why don't we just... So we're renting now. We are renting, but I think I made my point. I just want the economy to be doing well. I think it could be. I don't care if it's Labour or the Tories. I just want people to sort out some simple problems in our economy. The first of which is, we've got a lot of people long-term sick now, right? And a lot of that, of course, is legitimate. Not all of it is. We've currently got an increasing number of people, right, claiming RSI injuries from working from home. Now, you've got to have some fucking fun, haven't you? I mean, to call... I can't come in today, but I don't think you've been in for 3 years. I've got an RSI injury from working from home. What, fucking bed sores? I didn't know you could get carpal tunnel on 3 emails a week. Like, I'm just saying, right? After furlough, you must have noticed this. The amount of people that aren't good at their jobs now is higher than it's ever been. You must have noticed. I feel like some people just never really came back. Like, they returned to work, but they never came back. Like, in the same way, some guys never really came back from Vietnam. You know, some guys never really came back from furlough. Like, I've seen some stuff, man. Yeah, every box set ever made, you lazy prick. Well, you weren't there, man. You weren't there. No one was there because you barricaded your house and wanked yourself in the dust. And the working from home people, okay? Now you lot could fucking, you know, just admit it that it's amazing. Like, I don't mind, but they won't just admit there's an absolute right touch working from home. But oh no, they've come up with this alternative reality where I actually get more done. I do. No, I think I'm more productive. No, I really do. I think I'm more productive. Like, no, I actually get more done. No, I get more done too. But fuck all. It's got nothing to do with work. Like I walk the dogs. I go for a swim. You know what I mean? I get a haircut. I have a lovely lunch with my wife. I watch a film. Not even a short one. Oppenheimer. Right? Have a little sleep. I have a sleep at 3:30. Could you do that at work? People come in. Where's Geoff? Where's Geoff? He's underneath the desk like he normally is at this time. Curled up like a little Labrador. You know, and fucking old people, like, they won't die and they won't go back to work. I mean, it just... Pick a lane, please. As I don't think some of them realised how rich they were until COVID, right? Because a lot of them are carried working, then they've just sat there and, oh, me and Roy did some sums, turns out we're fucking minted. We all knew that. We've all been Zoopla in your house for years. Like, and in fairness to the boomers, right, they're getting a lot of shit now because they are historically the wealthiest generation. But on the other hand, they worked hard as well. They started work younger than, you know, most of them didn't go to university, or certainly not as many as do now. And they retired together at the same time, you know, as a couple a lot. And then what often happened was that the woman realised how annoying she found the man, you know. It's quite common, isn't it? She's like, oh, you're actually quite an aggravating person, though. I'm afraid you're going to have to go back to work. Afraid so, yeah, 3 days a week at B&Q, like, fucking boots him back out the door, like. This poor prick, he's standing there with a tabard on going, I think I used to run a bank. I mean, I don't know if I owned it or I managed it, but like, it was definitely something quite high level. And now I've got to ask this prick called Mason, fucking go for a piss. And I always need a piss, I've got a bladder the size of a fucking walnut. And look, I think, you know, the boomers, like, they hold on to stuff as well. My generation, we spend money, right? Mattresses. Jesus Christ, tell them about the mattresses, Steve. What you got? Memory foam? Yeah? I feel like my mattress is the only thing that really understands me. It knows me better than anyone, the mattress. And if you ever tried to help the older generation, right, an older relative get rid of their bed, you realise what they were sleeping on. You're like, what? Why are you sleeping on that? You're in the top 5% of all global wealth, and what you're sleeping on is a base that comes in 2 hollow wooden boxes, held together by a metal hook, a mattress the size of a Kit Kat. Are you sleeping on that? No wonder you're angry about foreigners. You haven't had a good night's sleep. When you say the refugees got a better life than you, when it comes to mattresses, I think they might. Holidays, and they loads of holidays. I went away recently with my missus. We went to an overseas wedding. You been to many overseas weddings, Howard? Loads. Cool. Where was the last one that you went to? Never. Okay. There's Howard and he's Dave and he's been to weddings and he hasn't. It's a lot of stress, mate. I'd forgotten. I've only been in a couple myself, but I'd forgotten. It's the first one post-COVID. And my wife was a bit wound up about it, and they lost the bag that had the outfit in that my wife wanted to wear. And I tell you what, as a bloke, it's very difficult in that situation, you know, to not let on like how little of a fuck you actually get. really tricky one to pitch that. You don't want to overdo it, you know. I think I overdid it. I think I was like, oh my god, like, you know. I was trying to be like one of her friends. I was like, oh my god, you know. But it was a suit, babes, which had pockets. Now, I don't even know if the older men in the room are aware, but pockets, women didn't seem to know that they could have them in outfits. It's the weirdest thing to about 5 years ago, and now it's almost like they won the vote again. They're like, I know that there is that pressure on women to look good. Maybe I should be more sympathetic to that fact, but I also think that, you know, the rewards are there. Let's say that. I mean, my wife, she's a good-looking woman, and when she gets dolled up, man, I've seen her friends gasp at how good she looks. They're like, oh, Emma, oh my God, they gasp. If one of my mates gasped at how I was dressed, I would have to conclude that there was exposed penis. I'll be like, well, is it out? Is it out? Because I didn't feel a breeze, you know. And the way women talk about each other's bodies has completely changed, you know, because obviously men, post-Me Too, we understood that we couldn't be as lechy and pervy as we were, and we had to moderate our language. But the way women talk about each other, you've seen it online, like, oh my God, babe, your boobs in that top are fucking banging. You're like, what? Oh my God, your arse in those jeans. You're like, hey, that was hard, that was hard. We used to do that. Yeah, I mean, you could talk to your friends like that. No, I can't. It's not a homophobic thing, it's just sound weird, you know? I was like, hey Dave, I just want to say, man, your balls in those Calvin Kleins. Light shading, so plump. I've been married 20 years this year. I've been married 20 years, and you know, what's the secret? You know, a lot. I mean, look, some of you might be going rookie numbers, but for me, 20 years is a big deal. And my wife says it's like, well, you know, happy wife, happy life. I'm like, it sounds very much like the female take on it, you know, and sort of like a threat, doesn't it? Happy wife, happy life. The wife's not happy, the life's not good. Happy wife, happy life. I heard about a guy whose wife wasn't happy, he lost half his shit. It's almost like a mafioso threat, isn't it? Happy wife, happy life. I'm just saying. He got a nice life. It would be a shame if something happened to him. I got married relatively young for my generation. You know, I was married at 27. How's that compare with Shorty? What, grandparents at age? I don't know. Like, I know this is a nice bit of the north. The rest of the show. But like, okay, that was a joke. Fucking chill out. I've seen some of the property prices round here. I didn't expect to come this far north and find places I couldn't afford to live. I'll tell you that much. What's happened up here? Things have changed. No, I just, you know, a lot of it took me by surprise because the age I was at the day, you know, my in-laws said, we've got a surprise for you. We've organised a couple of doves. I was like, okay, well, I've got a little bit of gear on me. Oh, you mean that? But I mean, now it's quite ubiquitous, isn't it? People sort of releasing doves. I think some of you are going, it's quite tacky. Right, it was 2004. Fuck you. It wasn't tacky yet. But my wife's dove was like a pro, and it was like, hey, I'm the dove. I've done this millions of times. Just hold me, release me, beautiful medal. You're gonna love it. I think mine was the first day on the job. You know what I mean? Come out of the little box. He was all fucking nervous, angry, looking at me like I owed him money. And the moment I got hold of him, he's trying to bite my hands like a fucking psychopath. I said to the woman, I can't get this thing under control. She said, it's okay, Geoff, just hold it as firmly as you can, they can take it, right? So I held it as firmly as I could, and it stopped moving. And then the countdown began. 5, 4. Now, listen, Charlie, I don't know how you feel about omens, metaphors. I think on your wedding day, lobbing a dead bird of peace into the air, I don't think that bodes well. I mean, literally, nobody there would imagine the sound, like, oh, just kids crying, people taking the wedding gifts back. It ain't gonna last. I want to do another little stag do as well. One thing I do think is different between the north and the south is like you're much more likely to have relatives on a stag do in the north, you know. And look, I think that's kind of nice on one level, but the thing with stag do's is they still often end up in lap dancing clubs. And if we're honest as blokes, it's the standard thing you do, but it makes everyone a bit anxious. It made me even more anxious if my fucking uncle was there. You know, it's the last thing you want to do, make eye contact with your uncle while he's getting a dance, you know. No, I'm not staring at you, love. I'm just saying He used to give me money. Like, I'm just... not for that, no. Got that off Uncle Q. Sorry, I had to go back there, didn't I? But it's just, that's quite, it's seen as quite an old-fashioned thing now. It's toxic, isn't it? There's a lot of talk about masculinity. We've got to change, we've got to change. And if you look at like issues around depression with men, there's an argument for that. But I actually also, I like being a bloke, it's fun. It's a lot of fun. If there is change, I want it to be evolution rather than revolution, Let's not throw out the baby with the bathwater. Let's also acknowledge that phrase probably exists, because once upon a time a bloke did that. You just know it there. In Elizabethan England, a woman was going, Dave, you thrown out that bathwater? Yeah. Dave, where's the baby? Just going outside for a minute, yeah? Keep your curtains shut, babe. But the idea, the sort of languages, men have got to be more empathetic, more emotional, more intuitive, ask more questions, got to cry more. So a lot of the angle seems to be that men need to be more like women, because we've all seen how happy they are all of the time. So. We're always the work in progress, aren't we, men? We're never quite getting there. So why can't we learn from each other? Maybe men should talk about their problems a bit more. Maybe women should. I don't know. I don't know. Whatever you were thinking in your head, maybe it's that. But it's all too easy, isn't it, to use the platitudes and say things like, well, men should be fined for a man's crime in public. You're like, all right, give me some context here. Okay, a funeral, of course. Birth of a child, maybe the first one. Even then, don't milk it, it's not about you, come on. My wife, when we got together, I remember she used to say to me, oh, Geoff, I can see you upset, just let it out, let it out. For years, I was like, no. And then one day I did let it out. She's like, put it back in. I don't like that. No, I'm not saying I don't cry. I don't cry a lot. I just do it, I pick my moments, I do it alone. In Travelodges. It's worth it, man. Just for a good old cry. I cry a lot as I've hit middle age. I'd say it's replaced masturbation, in fact, as the thing I need to do in order to sleep. There are still tissues by the bed, but the reasons are a lot sadder. I feel for young men as well. Like, you must know, like, young lads' relatives and stuff, like, they are, it's not easy for them, I think a lot of them have seen too much porn as well. Like, you just see them all a bit fucking traumatised from porn, innit? I've fucking seen too much, man. You just want to say, as a younger fella, you just want to say, look, man, you're your own man, but just watch what you want to watch, but be aware that's not real life. That is not real life. Most women won't even do that. And the ones that do, never tell them where you live, right? Good chat. Got to pass the wisdom on, haven't you, Howard? That's the thing. How are they ever going to learn without... But I think it's too extreme, the porn that they watch. I do. I think it's too disrespectful of women. I've realised now, I'm back on the lingerie section of catalogues, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, right? Yeah? Am I right, Steve? Littlewood's Autumn Season 91. Remember that? Fucking classic of the genre. Because you want to say to young lads, go, look, back then it was simpler. It was just nice looking ladies in their underwear. And that sounded creepier than it is nice looking ladies. But it was very simple. And also, the women, if you liked one of the women there, she would crop up elsewhere in the catalogue. You could build a whole vicarious relationship with her. Page 201, you're picking out garden furniture. You're building a fucking life together, Buy a washing machine, a little two-man catalogue, I went away with my mate. There is a problem, isn't there, Steve, with blokes? Like, when you go away with your mates, you've ever heard this, Steve? When you go away and you come back and your wife says to you, how was it? What do you mean? Because the babe, just understand what happened there was unwise, but it wasn't illegal. So, no, how are your friends? You're like, I don't know. You just spent 3 days with your friends. Austin, he's got a new job. Jonesy, his youngest had to change school. Did you find out about any of that? I was like, yeah, just then, when you said it. Geoff, you've been friends with these lads 30 years, and you don't know a single thing about them. I'm like, babe, you're right. You are right. It's one of the great tragedies of being male is you never get to tell another man how you truly feel. But on the other hand, they never burden you with their bullshit, so it's balancing act, really. And I've got gotta say, right, I like how it is with blokes, right? And I think when my wife goes away with her friends, once she gets there, they have just as much of a laugh, right? But the WhatsApp group and the process of getting to that point, I would say, right, it is a bit more fraught for the ladies, right? Because 90% of the women in that group will be sound as fuck, but there'll be one woman who's a bit hard work. Let's call her Nightmare Claire, okay? Nightmare Claire, she's a little bit busy on that group, isn't she? Ding, 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 all day long. Hey, fierce women, hey, ladies, hey, chicas. Just want to say, I've noticed on the way up that my train seat is facing the wrong way and I get motion sickness. And the women will be like, of course, I'll swap with you, Claire. You know, they want to make it better for her. Because women are more agreeable. They want to make things better for other people. And they'll carry on like this until they're like, it's the day that they're going. It's like, oh, ladies, I hate to be a problem. She doesn't. She fucking lives with it. Right? Ladies, I hate to be a problem. I've just noticed we're at Jury's Inn and I'm allergic to their sheets. At this point, if I was in that group, I'd be like, hey, Claire, maybe don't come or shut the fuck up. That's what I'd be. Send. There you go. Claire is typing. Oh shit, here we go. This is going to be good. This is. Oh, she's still typing. Okay, here we go. Here we go. But that to me, as a bloke, that's being a good friend, you know? It's helping her grow as a person through the process of shame and isolation. My wife said to me, she said, oh, Geoff, what do you talk about with your friends then? I was like, well, all right, I guess we just try and work out each other's fundamental flaws and weaknesses, and then we hammer the fuck out of those. Yeah, you see our friend Greg, right? Greg turns up, he's already receding, but he turns up with his weird fringe. We're not going to let that go, are we? We were like, immediately we started doing that. Greg's straight. We gave him a new nickname, Wiggy Greg. We got the whole hotel chanting at one point. It's fucking great, right? And then on the Saturday, Greg was up late. We went to the fancy dress shop. We all got Greg wigs. So when he come down, we're all sitting there, all looking like him. We're like, this is what you look like to us. It's pathetic. Anyway, he ran up to his room. I was like, oh shit, I've done it. Me and another lad followed him to his room, and his door was locked. And inside, I could hear the sound of Greg weeping. I was like, oh fuck, should we record that noise? So we recorded the noise, and we shared it with one of the lads on the group that couldn't be there, and I said, so don't tell me, babe, we don't look out for each other. I've got to fuck off in a minute. You have no idea how much I want to stay, given that my next journey is to Travelodge on the M6, you know what I mean? But if you don't want to hear more of my voice, you go, well, no, I want to hear more of this monosyllabic, partially informed bollocks. Well, you know, I've got a podcast and there's a book as well. British, I feel cheap now, don't I? Like, Geoff, don't do it. Don't do it, Geoff. It was going well, Geoff. You should have just fucked off a minute ago. Steve, just let you know the Travelodge I'm at. Steve and how? What was that? You know what's happening? You've hit that point of drunkenness, right? I think your brain's still working, but your mouth is not. Do you ever have that when you go, like, I'm definitely clear, and you go to speak, you go, what the fuck? I think being a bloke is about getting that nuance, isn't it? That middle way. My dad was very good at sort of picking, a useful line between two things. He was he's grew up working class himself, but he used to drink in very rough pubs in South Wimbledon. I know people think all Wimbledon's posh, but South Wimbledon's fucking, it was a bit rough. But then he used to also go to a very nice church up in Wimbledon Village, the one you actually see on the tennis. And when he passed, right, I remember at the service, one of the old duffers there, this really nice fellow in the congregation, he said to me, well, the thing about your dad, Geoff Norcott, because that was also his name. He said, the thing about your dad, Geoff Norcott, was he really was a man of both sides of the tracks. And I always remembered that. I was like, yeah, that's a good phrase, that. And I petitioned the family to have that on his plaque, and it's still there to this day. I was there recently, just tidying it up, leaving flowers, and I was just reading the words back. I was like, Geoff Norcott was a man of both sides of the tracks. Both sides of the track. Oh, Jesus Christ, it sounds like we're saying he was bisexual. Fuck! How many people? He's been dead 8 years, no one has said anything. How many people must have walked past and gone, oh, because you read them, don't you? Like, oh, okay, good for him. I rang my sister, and she was like, oh shit, you're right, Geoff. She said, we're going to have to remove it. I was like, it does sound strikingly contemporary now. Maybe, maybe we should just add to it. Geoff Norcott, he, him. A loving husband, father and grandfather, played the trumpet and the drums. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, I mean, on the circuit, everyone knows about this venue, and it hasn't disappointed at all. The venue staff have been great. You've been a brilliant audience, man. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your weekend. I've been Geoff. Thank you very much.